Okay, this is going to be a short little podcast. In the past, I've talked about this. I talked about ways you can make money through Amazon or eBay and all that shit. But since I've gotten a lot better through my speaking and talking, I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable talking about this and talking about certain ways you can make money through Amazon. And now they've improved so much. They improved on their sales, customer base, and different options of ways you can make money. And since they're like one of the biggest online retailers, and now they're starting to become just a regular retailer, there's so many different options. My first option back in 2012 was, how can you make money online? That was my first thing, and I found a way of doing it. I found a simple way of doing it, and it was hard at first because I didn't know any trendy products that were selling. I didn't know any trendy electronics. I didn't have the product, and I didn't know what to start with. So at first, I researched what is the fastest selling products online. What was the fastest selling electronics? Since I'm still heavily in electronics, I figured I'd start small and work my way up. I never really got into selling mobile phones because a lot of people will be stealing phones, and you never know if you got a stolen phone and then you sell that phone and then now you're liable. So I mainly stuck to gaming consoles and shit like that. And I'd always buy it from a retailer, that way it wouldn't get back to me. And if it did got back to me, I can just go to the retailer and be like, hey, you just sold me something fucking bad. So my first start was PlayStations. I had several PlayStations already. I knew that they were selling on Amazon a lot, and I knew I didn't know how to get started. So my first sales were pretty successful at first, but as I started selling more and more, I started getting more experienced with selling products, and I started learning lessons. And this podcast is going to be about lessons that I learned, and I can teach you to not fail, and hopefully you can learn a little something from me. Forgive me, also, I'm playing a video game, League of Legends, at the moment, so if there is some pauses in this podcast, do forgive me. So my first sale was a PlayStation. I got super excited. I got ready to ship it, but I overpaid on shipping. I paid like $40 in shipping. It was nuts because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I grabbed like a random empty box and I took it to the post office, and they charged me hella because I didn't know about their just regular $12, $13 shipping price that they had. So I learned that lesson. So if you ever get into something like this, go into the post office and pick up a bunch of their boxes if you get into this. But there's also an easier way of selling products, and now it's much easier to move products now. So what you should do is set up your Amazon seller account and choose what type of seller account that you want. Do you want to be just a regular seller yourself, or do you want to be a warehouse seller? So basically, you ship all your product to the warehouse and you pay rent on your product. So I think it's probably like 40-50 bucks, and then you get like a small little space that you can ship your product to, but you probably want more than that. And you can upgrade to a bigger space as well. So what my suggestion is, look on eBay, look on Amazon, find out what's the biggest seller. My guess right now would be the new PlayStations, or the PlayStations and the Xbox Ones and the PlayStation 4s would be the best, trendiest products to sell. How would you even get them, though? How would you get the product? Because you don't want to go to a retailer and spend like $300 on a fucking brand new console and then turn around and try to sell it for a mediocre price, which would probably be like $350, and you wouldn't even make that much. You'd make like $10. Thus, pay taxes on that shit too. Well, what I did was, I went on Craigslist, I went on OfferUp, I went on Letgo, and I started buying up my product. I started buying shit. I started buying PlayStation 3s, Xbox 360s, and I listed them online, and shit started selling. I would pick up these PlayStations for like 20-30 bucks. I'd sell them for about a good 150 bucks, because a lot of places out there in America still have high prices and high taxes on fucking shit like this. Not saying you can go buy a PlayStation 3 and sell it for 150 bucks online right now, because obviously that's an outdated fucking technology. It's outdated and you won't be able to get that price. But for like a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, you probably could get a good decent amount of profit. Now, how do you go about fucking buying these products and listing them? How do you go about doing that? Well, every business needs startup money. Every business needs the first investment. And usually it starts with the person that's creating the business. So what my suggestion is, and this is what I did as well, I got a job. I waited about 4 or 5 paychecks, and then I invested into buying products and listing them. And I became successful for about 2 years, 3 years, and then the product started going outdated, and I couldn't buy anymore, and I couldn't sell anymore, because the places I was getting them from, they were running dry, and I didn't have money to invest in the new product, or the new consoles that were coming out. Because again, Amazon has this thing where they pay you, but they're not going to pay you exactly when you sell the product. They pay, I believe, every 2-3 weeks. Every 2-3 weeks when you sell a product. So again, when you get a job, make sure, or when you do this, make sure you get a job and you prepare for this. You invest money into savings, and you invest money into backup plans. What I would do is also if you want to be totally on the safe side, invest the money and ship your products to an Amazon warehouse. That way you don't have to deal with the shipping, you don't have to deal with constantly going to the post office shipping these products to the people, because when Amazon sees that you sold a product and you have that product at the warehouse, they'll take that product and they will ship it for you. So anyways, this was going to be a short little podcast. I kind of went a little too far into it, but I hope people have learned a little bit about selling online, and hopefully people can start making money doing that. Like and share my show. Please download it, and thank you for listening. And there will be more coming today, because I have more ideas on how you can make money. And have a great day.